Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Avax. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, as you can see, we did print a higher high here, which is really good, and then we have our low here, and we did print a higher low there, and we're printing another low over here. So as long as this second low is going to be higher than this low that we had, we should be fine. Now there is a potential scenario where we continue dumping here, we have another crash, and then we land on a support level, let's say down here at $24 or so, which is the previous resistance that we retested in January 2023 and in November 2023. That is a possibility. Now, that's not going to be the end of the world, as we're still going to be much higher than this low that we had in October 2023. So as long as we can print this next low that is going to be higher than the previous low, we should be good to go. And of course, we don't want to get too deep or too close to that area as well, because that's not going to be too positive, because if you're losing major support levels all the time, you have more targets to the downside. So for now, what we have is we have this support block between $29.77 down to $23.80. So these are going to be good levels to take a look at. As you can see, this area was our resistance back in August 2022. And then we broke above it successfully in December last year. We had our first back test of support in January, a higher high after that, and then we came back down to that level once again. So we're hovering around $30. So I'd say this is a good place for someone who hasn't bought any Avax yet to buy into the project. Now, if you've been watching our videos for a long time, you know that we were getting into it down here. So that was a really good entry point there, and from those bottom prices we went up approximately 650%, and then from the local top we dropped down 54%. So quite a hefty correction, as we've seen with the majority of altcoins. Pretty much all of them have gone through a 50 to 60% correction for the most part. So that is your support block on the daily chart. If we take a look at the RSI here, let's see what's going on. So it does look like we have some sort of a bullish divergence here. I don't know why the chart is not picking it up, because we do have the chart picking up some of these bullish and bearish divergences, but here we definitely do have a divergence. So right now what we can see is that we have a horizontal support trend line that we're bouncing off of, and the price action is showing us that. Now the RSI is clearly showing us a higher low after a higher low, and this is a bullish divergence, and this could lead to a temporary move to the upside. We could have some sort of a relief rally after this after this correction. We could have a relief rally. We could run into let's say $40-ish, which is this local top from April, and we retested that at the start of May as well. So we may have another go at it, and just a quick little relief rally, and then a continuation here, potentially down into that block. Very possible scenario. Now we're bouncing off of this same support level, and right now this is a really good buying opportunity for anyone looking to pick up more Avax coins. And then if we drop lower, by all means feel free to buy more. No one is telling you to go all in right now, and of course I'm not a financial advisor. Now you can see the 20 MA is holding us down. As you can see, we had a test over here as a resistance after we lost it, another test here, another test here. So it's going to keep pushing us down until the trend decides to reverse. Until that happens, the 20 MA is going to be our enemy. It's going to be pushing us down. We're going to keep hitting our head on it on a constant basis. Now let's switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon. If you're interested in getting more exclusive content, you want to support me as a creator, and you like what you're seeing here on YouTube and you want more, feel free to check out the Patreon. That's definitely a place for you. There's a 7-day free trial, which means you can get access to all of my content since the inception of the page. So that means you get podcasts, low cap gems, technical analysis, project reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We try to do posts there on a daily basis. We cover airdrops and a lot of stuff that we don't really cover on YouTube because we don't have as much time. And of course, because patrons get more stuff and more content. And if you're interested in that, the link is down below in the description. Thank you all. Let's continue on with the video. Now, taking a look at the weekly, you can see that we are below the 20 EMA on the weekly. That's not a good sign. That's never a good sign. We should have been holding it as support, but unfortunately, we had a stronger correction. And right now we're simply trying to, well, we're not really dumping, right? We're not dumping, but each time we open a candle, we try to go up and we get hit by the 20 EMA. So a very similar scenario here on the weekly chart where we are banging our head on the 20 EMA. So we don't know what's going to be happening next. Obviously, we don't have a crystal ball here, but when you keep running into the same resistance level and you can't really do anything with it, there's a chance you might have a correction and then you have another go at it. That's very, very possible here. Now, what we can do is we can set up a Fibonacci retracement. We can do that from that low to that level there. And then if you start losing the January low, which it seems like we're losing that right now, you have two extension levels that are in the block that I gave you at $27.70 and at $25.48. That's the 1.272 and the 1.414 respectively. And then you have the 1.618 sitting at $22.50. That lines up very nicely with our support here that we have from the November 2023 retest as well as the January 2023 retest. So that is your scenario in case you start losing $32.50. Then you have those targets to look for. The minimal target is the 1.272 at 27.7. Taking a look at the RSI, we are recovering from the overbought. That is nice to see. And then we had that massive bearish divergence, of course. As you can see, the price action was printing a higher high while the RSI was printing a lower high. And then right now the RSI dumped down and we're sitting at 46.2. So that's pretty good. That's pretty low. And what we can do is we can get a block here and just add this little area in there. So let's try to catch that as well. So every time we come into this area, it's either our support or resistance. As you can see here, we held it as support, then had to move to the upside, and then we ran into the top level here as resistance multiple times, and then we even retested the lower section as resistance, as you can see, and then we had a massive run up, and now we're back in the block again. So I would say the block is a good accumulation point. So if you don't have any tokens right now, this is a good time to accumulate some. And then if you want to top up your position, you already have some, maybe look at the current prices or maybe wait until we have that correction there. But overall, Avax looks pretty good. If we set up a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom in October to the all-time high, we're looking at $267 as our minimal target, or I should say our bull market target for Avax. From the current values, that is going to be approximately a 724% to the upside. Quite doable in my opinion. Let me know what are your thoughts. Let me know what is your average buy-in price, and let me know what are your targets for Avax within the realms of this bull market. Stay safe and take care.